Hello guys, it's mcfixit here. We're back for another disc die. We're going to be taking this Discmania Instinct and putting a sweet stencil hotbed die on it. We're going to erase the whole stamp. I'm going to walk you through all the tools, the supplies, and exactly how to do this, so stick around for the whole thing. So the first thing we're going to go through is all of the tools and the supplies that you need. This is a white disc, unused. It's got just a hint of a pinkness to it. Not certain how well that's going to show up on camera, but we don't need that quite yet, so we're going to set that kind of off to the side. You're going to choose whatever stencil you want. I found this one online. My buddy wants me to do it for him, and so I literally just took a Cricut, and it's a 5160 by Oracle. Really good quality. Will work really well in anything that we want. We're actually going to make it red where the black is. We'll have to peel that off in just a few minutes. You're also going to want a transfer paper. This stuff works really well, comes in a big, huge, long roll, works for so many different projects, and I reuse it multiple times. I just put a disc down, drew a big Sharpie line, and then folded it in half and folded it in half again and just drew. This just helps me get lined up. So those are all really, really helpful to have, exactly like that. Lots of paper towels. I'm going to be using an electric burner and pan today. This is what I got online. It was in like the $15 to $20 range. Works really well. It's actually almost too hot. I only put it up to about 2 or maybe 3. You're going to want acetone if you want to erase the stamp. You'll still see some remnant underneath, and sometimes, especially on the Discmania one, this part of the stamp sometimes is still visible. Really hard to kind of get all of it out, but it's fine. It still looks really sweet, and the dye will adhere very well. We're going to be using eye dye poly today, and this is just that red. It is 1449, and so works really well. I just put warm water in about a 10-12 ounce jar, and put half of a packet, cut the packet in half in the warm water, shake it up. This already has some in it, so if you've already done it, go ahead and make sure it's nice and stirred right now. You'll want a funnel as well to put it all back together, but it's pretty simple on how I do that. I always use a pair of scissors as well to help cut the packet. You're going to want a pick of some sort. This is just a sharp metal object that allows you to weed properly. Some kind of scraping mechanism. You can use a gift card, credit card, whatever you would like. A Sharpie is really helpful, especially when you're doing the transfer paper, or if we need to draw on the actual stencil. Wear some gloves. This stuff stains. Wear some old clothes. Have an old table. Have an old rag as well. This one's been loved very well, and works still good. Doesn't matter how many times I've used it. It still just kind of helps catch some of the different things. So we're going to go ahead and start by using some acetone. So go ahead and put your gloves on for the acetone. You do not want the acetone to get all over you. And so just take a fresh paper towel, fold it in half a couple of times. And I broke this off, but it still works. So just cover it back up. It should be about the size of like a silver dollar, and go back and forth in a circle, whatever you need to do to get that off. Now you could leave some of it on if that's your preference. You can see, just flip your paper towel over. You don't need to use a new one each time. And then same thing. Find another spot that you haven't used. Acetone is very corrosive, so do your best not to get it all over yourself. This is what I was talking about. You can kind of still see some of it. I don't know if it's with the press that they use in Sweden on these discs, but sometimes when they're putting the actual stamp on, it really gets down in there. So you may have to use a little bit of extra elbow grease to help get it out and persuade it to come out. And see, acetone even eats through your gloves. And so if you didn't have gloves on, that's going straight onto your hand and eating your hand. So that's why I prefer to wear gloves. You can do whatever you want, but I'd encourage it. Especially, it seems like the right hand, since I'm right-handed, I almost always have to get a new glove afterwards. I'm not certain if I mentioned this in the beginning. Dawn dish soap and water helps clean it up. You can always take it inside, use your counter or your sink and clean it up. But since I'm out here in my garage, making things happen today, save the time and energy, clean it off nice. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and begin to use our stencil and figure out exactly what we want to do here. You want to be careful when you're weeding to not jab too deep into it, but you do want to get it out. This is going to be pretty quick of a weeding because it should almost all come out. So we want everything that is black on here to be red, and so we'll be careful. But for the most part, this one is a pretty thick weeding, and so a lot of times it works really, really well to just pull it nice and slow. You can also use scissors at this point if you're having issues with it, like too much stuff coming off at once. You can just simply snip with your scissors. And again, like I said, this one was a pretty easy one. Also, if you get a big air bubble like this, you can always just do that right there. You can save this, throw this away, do whatever you want with it. I prefer to throw it away. And because I want the edge of the rim to be red as well, and it will just help with our lining up, you can go ahead and peel all this. So if you didn't want to use a 12 by 12, you could also, I guess, use like an 8.5 by 8.5. Save yourself some on the edges, or if you got a nice cutter, you could end up cutting some of it. Whatever you need to do to make this happen, it is totally up to you. So we're getting kind of close. I'm going to go ahead, because there's not going to be a whole lot of air bubbles, and go ahead and show you kind of how I do this. Mix it up once or twice, and go ahead and pour it all in. Now I did get a little bit, so I am going to go ahead and grab a paper towel. Make sure I'm nice and clean. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. It's kind of hard to see, but about 2.5. Actually, I think I'm going to draw a little line on that with my Sharpie, because looks like it's getting a lot of splatter. And so hopefully in the future, if you see any of my next videos, you can see where that is. And you'll have to remember this video. So kind of set that off to the side. I will kind of slightly shake it just to kind of make sure it's all getting mixed up nice and properly. Then we are ready to almost rock and roll. You want to make sure that's nice and lined up, centered. The main centering has to happen on the disc though. Even if you get this one off a little bit, it doesn't really matter that much, because again, the main centering is on the next. And again, this is a pretty big stencil, so all I did was just scrape it at about a 45-degree angle. You begin to peel it up, and most of this should peel really easily because they're nice big chunks. It's those really tight details that a lot of times, at least I have issues with. Maybe you don't, but I tend to. This is totally optional. This is something I made and 3D printed. It just helps me line things up a little bit better. I actually tried to kind of line up even the original stamp. And then I'm going to have to give you a little bit different angle so I can make sure I'm right over top of it. So apologize for that. You really want to make sure your head is completely over the top of it so you can get a good perfect placement of stencil onto the disc, because if not, it will kind of be obvious that you kind of messed up there. So again, this little thing I made is totally optional. Whatever you need to do to get it lined up for yourself is what I would do. And then we'll go ahead and begin to get this kind of pressed in. I had a big bubble, so I went ahead and just kind of re-peeled it. Bubbles are definitely something that can happen quite easily, and we'll take some time to really intentionally get those out here. In just 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and pull this at about a 45-degree angle and watching to make sure all of it goes down properly. Any part that doesn't want to come up, just spend a few seconds taking the time that you need to make sure it does exactly what you want. Now I like to go ahead and take the sheet and go ahead and put this back down. And this actually is not the original one. This is simply one of those Oracle 5160s. I like it that it's blue because I messed up one time and ruined a part of transfer paper, and I like to reuse these a lot. Looks like I accidentally bumped that. This is starting to get heated up over here, and it's almost ready. Gonna go back to the other camera angle. Okay, so we're back to this other camera angle. We'll spend some time intentionally getting all of the air bubbles out. And what I always say about air bubbles, like if it's in the middle, I'm not as worried. It's when it's on the edge that I am really concerned, because the die can go up under. And so if you have one on the edge, spend the intentional time. And honestly, rubbing your hand against it works really well too, to get a little bit of friction, which gives you some heat. And I found out that that works really, really well to help really seat the stamp or the stencil to make a proper die job happen. I have heard people using like hair dryers and stuff as well. That is definitely an option for this. I've heard that that works pretty well. So once you think you got it pretty much where you want it, you're gonna wait till this begins to smoke, then we'll go ahead and continue the process. Okay, so this is starting to smoke. We're gonna go ahead and turn it off, and we'll go ahead and set it down on here. Now again, if you are in your kitchen, I would not encourage this. I like to stir it up nice. We're gonna let that sit for another second or two, because I really like to make sure, take your time, make sure all of the air bubbles are out. It definitely is worth spending an extra few seconds, making sure it's exactly how you want it to be. Careful not to press down too hard with this, because you can end up cutting your 5160 stencil. And so and if this does boil, let it sit for about a minute or two. Mine was really close to starting to boil there, and you just don't want it to be that hot. You're not going for like crazy heat. You're just going for it to kind of smoke and get up some temperature in it. So when it does hit this, because there's 0 acetone in this, you want to make sure you have it nice and warm so it can do what it's supposed to. And I don't know if you can see right there, I went a little too deep, and it does look like I cut it a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to my balled up piece, find a piece that is kind of fresh. Again, this is where scissors can come in nice and handy, and just cut yourself off a little piece. I know this seems silly, but you wouldn't want your die job to get messed up because of one small little piece. So you're gonna put it down carefully to where it doesn't interfere with the rest of it, but you can get a good covering on it. So I'm going to spend a few seconds pressing that down in there. And while you're pressing that down in there, go ahead and look over your whole design one last time before we go ahead and stick it in. So I like to take it with my hands and stick it in. Again, the pan will be kind of warm. I do have gloves on, so. And because this was a somewhat clear disc, you could see it kind of change colors underneath, which is exactly what we want. We're gonna go ahead and let this sit for 5 minutes. Let it take at least 5 minutes to go ahead. So we're right at that 5-minute mark. We'll go ahead and stop it and go ahead and check out our disc die. So do take some time. I'm gonna scoot everything over a little bit. I'm gonna pull it out the same way I put it in. And I just like to set it down real quick and go ahead and check it out. See how it looks like we are doing. Man, I didn't even mean for this to happen, but I love the rim color on that. That was kind of by mistake, but I think that's gonna turn out really cool. I should have probably added just a touch more water in this. But man, I think that's gonna look really cool. I hope my buddy likes it as much as I do. The edges just look sweet. It almost looks like a reverse halo effect. I might have to try to intentionally do that again sometime. I'm gonna use some of that Dawn dish soap and water just to spray everything off. Go ahead and get a fresh towel. Make sure the back is good too, because sometimes your fingers leave some residue. Go ahead and move that out of the way, and we just have a little bit of weeding to do, and then we are all done. So that right there is done. I think that looks really, really cool. You will notice a couple of imperfections, and everywhere those imperfections really are is where that original stamp was and when they pressed it down into it. But overall, I think that looks really good. We'll clean it up one last time. So if this was helpful to you, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you do anything different than I do as well down in the comments. And overall, I think that turned out really, really neat. Thank you guys so much for watching.